It's always nice to talk to someone that knows what they're talking about when it comes to the W. Because when I tell you, I get people that are like, "Oh, Diana this, Diana that." I'm like, can y'all watch anybody else, please? Like, can you please watch somebody else? Like, it's not Diana's world and we're all living it. It's very well rounded.
Yeah, even though I will say this, like she gets a lot of credit, and it's deservedly so. Like she got herself 3 rings, you know what I mean? Like she been hooping.
She hooped. And you know what's funny? I did not know that she was undefeated in the finals. I didn't know that until you said it in the podcast. I did not know that until today.
Yeah. Like I had to look it up. Talk to me, champ! He got another touchdown. Wait, did he get a touchdown to be? Hold on. That said 4 yards. It's okay. It's cool. Damn. My Red Sox made it too. Oh, this is just a lovely night.
Oh, and you're a Red Sox fan too?
What's up, everybody? It's your favorite show, Get a Bucket. I'm your host, Train, as usual. Hope you're all having a wonderful, wonderful day. As you guys can see here, we have a guest, my man Devin. Devin, say what's up to the phone right quick, bro.
What's good, everybody?
Yeah, so ladies and gentlemen, Devin has actually followed the page. That's right, we are bringing people from the page onto the show. So, you know, he's actually commented up there. We've had a little DMs back and forth about basketball in general, so I thought he'd be the perfect person to bring up here. And with that being said, Devin, first and foremost, how's your day going, big man?
It's going really well. You know, just staying in the house, per usual, watching sports, catching up on the games from yesterday for football and for the finals. So, you know, just keeping it in there.
I get that. I gotta say, bro, you saw the post I made. I am a little tight with the parlay. It hit, but it didn't hit. You know, like I was like, I knew it. I was like, that's a little tough, but I'll take it. You know, Green Bay, y'all owe me a couple dollars. I'll send you it. But I think the both of these teams in the final for the WNBA, they owe me some money too, because I didn't pick not one of them. I wasn't trying to be disrespectful. I tried to follow some patterns. You feel me? Like, it's tough, but I gotta say the game's pretty good so far. The overall playoffs are pretty good so far. Who's your favorite player? Not just in the playoffs, just in the WNBA, period.
Well, for the people that do know me, they know that Candace Parker is my favorite player. Candace Parker is my favorite player. She's the reason why I love the game of basketball, for real. But I gotta say this too. Chrissy Tolliver's up there too.
Ooh, okay. See,
she's right there. She's right there with Candace.
I appreciate that, because here's the thing. If we're talking about WNBA Chrissy Tolliver, like, okay, I rock with Chrissy WNBA. Don't get me wrong. I love Chrissy. She brought me a chip. I love her. Like, got you. College Chrissy Tolliver, ladies and gentlemen, that was a different breed. Like, I'm like Steph Curry on the court in the ooh, what? Bro, like, I hated her and loved her at the same time.
Yeah, Maryland Christie. Funny, I used to watch the Maryland tapes right before I had a game.
Really?
Simple lock-in. I was like, I need someone to motivate me right now, to get me locked in. It was I would either watch Steph, Derrick Rose, Chrissy Tolliver, or Candace. It's those 4.
That's fair. That's like that's fair. That's quality basketball there, right, to watch. Like, no lie. So I'm not mad at that lineup at all. And you already answered my question about why you wanted to watch, what got you kind of into basketball. And you don't hear that answer too often. It was a WNBA player. So, I mean, I actually appreciated that because usually you hear, and like, nothing wrong with these answers. You hear the Jordans, the Kobe's, the Stephs, the Brons, the KDs, like, but you don't hear a Candace Parker or a Diana Taurasi or Lisa Leslie, Cheryl Swoops, like you don't hear Maya Moores, or you don't hear Lindsay Whalen's, like you just don't hear those names. Like I greatly appreciate that, my guy. And before we get into like the rest of the show, ladies and gentlemen, I just wanted to say this. Listen, I apologize for kind of being wrong. You know, it happens. I had good intel. They just messed up, bro. Like, I don't know what to tell you. Jonquel, she couldn't hold it down the way I needed her to. Like, I thought she was gonna show me the MVP. I still love you though, Jonquel. You cool with me though. Who I don't love is Bill Lambier. Because Bill, how do we let Chelsea Gray she hit a couple of game winners for you. She ties up the score for you in the game 5 of the semis. And she's inbounding the ball. Like, Bill, she's not on the court. If she gets stopped and she can't get the ball while she's on the court, that's one thing. You letting her inbound the ball to an A'ja Wilson who hasn't really had it that game, like, it wasn't me, it was them. I'm just saying, that's all I want. You know, it wasn't me, but I am biased. So, Devin, you know, they both lost, Aces and the Sun. Tragic. Now, I'm still blowing. My post is messed up. Off my ego. What are some adjustments that they need to actually have? Let's start with the Suns, since they were the number 1 seed.
Well, the Suns, they don't. I think the one thing they do need to fix is they got to insert Alyssa Thomas somewhere in that line. That defensive presence is needed. And also, she knows how to get to the hoop. Even with the way she shoots, like her shooting form's a little bit weird, but she still knows how to get to the hoop and score when she needs to. And that's coming from a Sparks fan that witnessed her literally take over a game. Like, it was insane to watch her just take over defensively and offensively to just break us down.
And you can match up with Candace Parker very well.
Exactly.
And she had strength too. So it's that's a tough matchup for her.
She's Draymond. She does exactly what Draymond does. Exactly. Yeah. She plays perfect defense, and I believe that that's what they need in the lineup somewhere. Because to be honest, are we seeing Dewanna Bonner doing exactly what Alyssa Thomas is going to do? No.
Nah, Bonner was too hit or miss for me, bro. Like, right. If she was consistent, like, Candace bullied her that whole series. Like, right. Bonner, I hate to say it. Oh my God, it's gonna hurt coming out. But Bonner is expendable. She proved. Like, we just saw that. Cause, like, in my last video, I was saying, if Alyssa Thomas is able to shake off the rust. Remember, this is when we last saw her, she was bringing out what? 16, 7, and 5 or something like that. Like, that's right. Quality all around stats. I personally think they need to flat out get a point guard. That I don't know what it was that January decided to do with that layup, but when she could have just laid it up right hand on the right hand side, and she just decided to get cute with it because she really thought Copper was gonna block the shot. Like, no, you cost us some money. Like, you cost us some we could have had a nice oh man, that could have been a game 5. Anything happens game 5. And I think the Sun would have been a little bit better suited for that rugged game 5. Like, that's when you just get, you know what I'm saying, physical, and that fits the Sun.
Right, when the refs let it, they just keep their hands out of it at that point. Especially after the mistake they made, the mistake they made in 2016 where they let Nneka shoot off the shot clock. So, I mean, anything goes if that series goes to a game 5. And to be honest, I do agree with you that they should go and get a point guard. They should go find a point guard somewhere.
They have to. Because that's both teams. Really, the Aces, the Sky, the Mercury, the Storm, and the Lynx, and the Wings, and the Liberty all have good point guards. And the Sun, like, really? They don't. Like, they have combo guards.
Sparks have better point guards.
Like, exactly. So I think that's what they have. That's what they have to do. How about the Aces though? Because they had the defense, they had the offense too. That's the thing. The Sun didn't really have the offense. They had the best defense, but then one of the worst offenses. The Aces had the second best defense and the first best offense. For you, where do you think they should go?
Now, by unpopular opinion, even though I love her so much, Liz gotta go. Liz gotta go. Liz
that's not what I was thinking. Say, hold on now. Let's not, Liz. I ain't say that. That won't me. I love you. You know what I'm saying? Come on, boy.
Look. Here's the thing. I'm a fan of Liz Cambage and her attitude, unlike a lot of other people. But for a real center, you never put the ball down. You never put the ball below your waist, ever, because that's asking to get blocked. Now, the fact that a 40-year-old veteran is blocking you in a game 5 that can send you to the playoff, or to send you to the finals, that shouldn't happen. It shouldn't happen.
So look, I can't be too mad at what you said. I don't think it needs to be Liz that lead. If you get rid of Liz, all right, cool. I understand why. But like for real, I'ma say maybe it's a little bit weird. But we gotta let Dill Lambier go. Because again, here's why I say this, bro. How do you let Chelsea Gray again? It was 81-84. I'm looking at my phone. I'm looking at the screen like, oh no. It's over. It's over. It's like a minute left, and it's relying on a 3. Like if it goes free throws, then you're still relying on a 3 or someone missing a free throw. And I mean, I'm not feeling comfortable. And then Chelsea Gray ties it with the 3.
Right.
Okay, cool. And before that, she hit you with some game winners. She's killer in the mid-range.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, bro, you have that caliber player inbounding the ball. That's wild. That's wild to me. Like, it makes sense.
Right. I see where he was going, because it's about the court vision and seeing where to go. But at the same time, I want the player that has the hot hand with the ball taking the last shot every single time. As a matter of fact, even if Chelsea's cold, I want her with the ball. I've seen her do some cold-blooded Kobe Bryant type shots that I could say is absolutely incredible. Absolutely incredible. And we go back to the Storm and Aces game during the season where she hit that game winner over Brianna Stewart, and she's a great defender as well. Mm-hmm. So it's like, yes, Asia is your team's MVP, but you got to give it to the person that.
Asia Wilson is not the best player on the Aces. Chelsea Gray is, and the fact that she was inbounding the ball is blasphemy. If anything, you make someone else's job easier shooting the ball by keeping Chelsea on the floor. If it's a one-on-one scenario, I ain't seen a guard that has made Chelsea Gray miss or not get to where she wants to go. Like, Chelsea Gray is the top 3 point guard in the league today. Mm-hmm. Like, top 3 point guard in the league today. And so you say let go of Liz. Okay, cool. Would you make Asia the premier center then, or would you try to swap out like another center? Because then you losing 6'8", who's also a stretch 5, and again, she has the women's WNBA record for points in a game. So,
but you also got the second place too.
So what?
You also got the second place in that record as well. Brianna Williams held it for 3 years or something like that before Liz broke it.
I mean, here's the thing though. You got 2 of them on your squad, and they both like to play, and they both can play defense. Okay. And Liz goes up nicely against Brittney. So I mean, And Liz also was coming back. I think she had like injury or something, and she was coming back a little bit. So she had to shake off some rust herself. So I think if you give Liz that proper time, she'll be good. She'll be ready. I still think Brittney's better though, but I wouldn't. It would be tough to like let go of Liz. That's a lot. I understand too though, but I understand why you say that. Sometimes you gotta change it up.
Right. Sometimes you gotta find a little adjustment. Maybe it's a big adjustment that makes the biggest difference, right? But I just felt like that her getting blocked by DT ruined their momentum. Even though Chelsea hit that game that the tire, I feel like that her getting blocked by Diana Taurasi was the momentum shift.
It did help. It helped fuel a little bit.
And then I'm scoring.
Yeah. And she hit like 3 back-to-back daggers too from 3. So it was like, that's tough. It's tough. It's tough. But that's why she is called the GOAT though. And that's why both her team and, Candace Parker are in the finals now. For both of these teams, I actually like this matchup. I thought about the predictions ahead of time when I was thinking about them. I did like this possibility. Again, the only reason why I didn't think the Mercury would be here, and I didn't really give them a fair shake, because I had them as my 4th seed in the whole 4 team, was because of the ankle. That was it. That was it. But now, currently constructed, it's quite tough. It's quite tough to like say who I want to favor, just because anything can go. But I might have to go with the Sky for this one. How about yourself?
I completely agree, both biased and unbiased. I think that 1 through 5, they have the better matchup. Candace knows how to guard someone that's bigger than her, so I have her winning that matchup in some way, shape, or form against Brittney.
She'll be fine against Brittney. She'll be fine against Brittney.
Yeah, she'll be perfectly fine against Brittney. Who plays the Sky's 4? That's the one question I keep. Who plays their 4?
So they have a rotating roster of, because it's usually either like Vandersloot, Quigley, Copper, the Shields, and then Candace, or they'll throw Dolson in there as a stretch 5 and move Candace down to the 4, or they'll put Stevens in there at the 5 because she's 6'6", and then keep Candace at the 4. So it's like if they want to go small ball, Candace gonna be the 5, and it'll probably be Copper or the Shields. And then if they want to go big, Candace gonna be at the 4. So it really depends on the lineup.
So I believe they've been running a lot more with Azura, because I think they're giving her a lot more time with her being on the floor, because she's actually a great defensive presence.
Yeah, she's
a great defensive presence. So she doesn't even have to guard Brittney if needed be, because they have Candace, who just won Defensive Player of the Year just last year, that can definitely guard Brittney Griner. So you have Azura Stevens winning whatever. What's the 4 match? What's the 4 on the Mercury? See, now I'm starting to lose it. See, I'm so biased with my teams if it's just Candace and the Sparks
it was Brionna Turner.
Brianna Turner. Okay. See, now that's interesting. She is very good at practically everything. Stealing, blocking.
She's talking like the 4s here are solid. Like there are some really solid 4s out here, bro. Like it's getting a little crazy. Like who was it? Yeah, because she was getting Asia problems.
Yep, like, she definitely was. She was definitely giving Asia problems in throughout that whole entire series.
Exactly.
And I think, to be honest, that's gonna be the Mercury's X factor. Is Brianna Turner, because we already know Skylar Diggins and Diana Taurasi are gonna show up. They know what stage they're on.
See, that's interesting. Because I was gonna, so I'm glad you said X factor, because that was literally a question I was gonna ask. I actually think Skylar is the X factor.
Interesting. See, it could go both ways. Honestly.
So here's why I say it needs to be Skylar, because we know what we need to get from DT. But DT had like 5-6 turnovers, about 5 fouls. Like, damn, DT, that was kind of a bad game, low key. Like, that it won't be your best. It won't your best. I need Skylar to take that pressure off DT because she is a big time player. She's supposed to be, like, honestly, I have her maybe 4th, 5th point guard wise, but like I'll slide her in that 4th just off bias. But like, if she can't produce, oh well, now I got to start looking at people like Enrique. Like, she might be better than Skylar Diggins. Now, like, Skylar needs to be fighting for that star spot, and that's when when she show up. Because, like, up to this point, what has Skylar Diggins done career-wise? Sure. Like, what does she want? So it's just like, this is your time. This is your moment. I don't care if you lose the series. I need you to show up and help her out. Have a big game like that. Give me a 30 ball. Give me a 25 piece efficiently with a couple, like, maybe 7, 8 assists, something like that. Give me, like, something quality like that I want to see from Skylar. Because if she can do that, DT can rest that ankle a little bit. Brittney can still focus on manning the interior, and she's been stretching out that mid-range. So I do appreciate that. But it's funny that you said that Turner needs the X factor, because like I also understand that too. If she can slow down Candace Parker, that helps out the Mercury greatly.
Exactly, so. Especially Candace's rebounding too, because Candace always talks about that rebounding is key to winning. And if Brianna Turner and Griner out rebound the Sky, they can win the series.
Yeah.
In the whole
extra opportunities, and that's what, like, the Sky have been out hustling, and they've been making like the smarter plays than Mercury. Like, that's what game 1 pretty much was. They were close. Matter of fact, the Mercury were even ahead. So it's like, we know what you can do, and you're home, by the way.
Right.
So they kind of got to put that pedal to the metal. But now we talked about the X factor for the Mercury. What's the X factor, I guess, for the Sky for you? Would it still be, I guess, Candace Parker or like Copper?
Candace is not going to be the X factor, only because everybody's eyes are on her. The X factor really is Kahleah Copper and her scoring. She scores and gets to the bucket, gets to the foul line. That's how they can win the series. That's how they can beat the Mercury. Because that's one thing that DT does really well, is getting to the foul line. So if Kahleah Copper can get to the foul line herself or outscore DT, then we have ourselves the Skies as the champions.
Yep. I agree. I literally wrote her down. Well, I put Copper or Stevens, just because I honestly do think there is a possibility where Brittney Griner, I think she's the most dominant player in the game today. Like, that's what she, like, that's her potential. That's where her production can be. She has done that sometimes. There's that possibility that BG might just let loose. And if Stevens can't guard her, Dolson's not going to be able to. She gets into foul trouble way too easily. And then now we're putting a lot of pressure on Candace Parker, which the Sky's, I guess, claim to fame is they have 2 quality playmakers. So that spells like Vandersloot, so she doesn't have to do everything. So it makes it easy for her. So not everybody can just work in a nice, solid cohesion. If you have Candace Parker now having to do that, as well as defend a hot Brittney Griner, now it favors the Mercury. So it's like, I need to know that Stevens can man down that paint, which game 1, you know, she has in the overall playoffs, like, she has. So I mean, like, overall they've been doing pretty well. And Copper's been doing it for the entire year. She's like a very solid 3-and-D wing woman. So I mean, like I said, bro, I think the Sky are gonna pull it off.
I think so too.
Now, let me ask you this, though, because, you know, Diana Taurasi was just awarded the GOAT title by fans, though, by fans. So it's nothing really concrete. But she has been called, you know, she's the White Mamba, called that by Kobe, rest in peace. If Candace Parker beats Diana Taurasi, and mind you, DT has never lost in the finals, can we start to call Candace Parker the GOAT?
I'm gonna say we should have called her that. Should have been
Yeah, that's tough. I mean, because right now, currently, we got one chip, we got two MVPs, we got a Finals MVP. You know what I mean? We got an All-Star MVP, we got Rookie of the Year. That's cool, but I need a few more titles. I need a few more hardwares. Like
very, very true. But at the same time, the Sparks were in those dark ages where they were just sitting at the 3 seed, losing in the first round, and with Candace backpacking them to the playoffs all season, and even being there in the playoffs, it was all about who else is going to show up, because we already know Candace is going to show up. Who else is going to show up? So that the first time she showed up in the finals, that was when everybody said, look, Candace has been through the roughest year of her life. She just lost her coach, her former college coach. We need to get it in our heads that we need to show up when we get on that stage, because that's when it's going to really matter. And that's what happened. Everybody showed up, and she won a title. That's what it was all about when Candace was in LA. And I think that was one of the things that kind of decided for her to leave, because it was like, okay, Chelsea's already up and at them to the Aces, and they already have pieces that show up almost every night. And now it's my turn. I'm getting in that age where my production level is going to be a little bit lower. I can still perform well, but my production level is still going to be lower. So I need to be on a team where people show up, and it's not just me. Because when she was on the Sparks, I'm going to tell you this: I felt sorry for her almost all the time when we go into the playoffs and NECA doesn't show up. Or Christy had a cold night. Like, it was dreadful.
And it sucked too, because it's like a single elimination game, but it's in the playoffs. Like single elimination game, playoffs. We ain't done that since like 1940s in basketball. Like, champ, why are we still doing this in the WNBA?
Right. And you know what? I'm gonna tell you one thing. I think after this year, they're not doing it anymore. And the reason why I say that is because the whole point of them doing that was so that the 1 and 2 seed can face each other in the finals. But now you got 5 and 6 seed. So now the whole thing is irrelevant. And like, it's irrelevant.
Yeah. Because like, it was easier because they get rest. And then it's like, everybody got to battle it out. The only thing that works against you as a 1 and 2 seed is maybe you start to collect a little bit too much rust. And these teams are like, they stretch, like they got their shots right. They ready. They ready to hit you in the mouth. And meanwhile, you just coming out, you just had a nice cup of water, you know what I mean? You getting your stretching done, you ready to go out to the fight. Oh, I got hit in the like, you know what I'm saying? And now it's like, dang, I gotta respond right now. I ain't even lose yet. Like, that's the only way that you'll be in any disadvantage as a 1 and 2 seed. Because like there have been a couple of teams that have made it and didn't have the best like record. So like that was, because like if that was the case, then I would have been like, all right, cool, I'm just picking based on that. But it was like these teams had the best percentage record wise and the best point differential. The only thing I was like, all right, well, the Sun might not be able to score as well, but if Jonquel Jones is that chick, like, you know, she that hooper, if she really that dominant force, they're gonna be okay. And like, I can take a 5-point reduction in stats, but like, she hit a first half with 0 points. Like, I can't have that. Not on that team.
MVP.
Yeah, not on that team. Not on that team. Like, you're telling me you're expendable damn near. So, I mean, but yeah, like there have definitely been other teams where it's like, other times where it's like the top 2 teams didn't make it, but the majority of the time, like if you're a gambling person, that is one to put the money on, like 1 and 2 seed. But this one was a little tricky. So, and I knew it too. I knew they were gonna make the 5. I just had a feeling, bro. I just had a feeling, but I tried to go with logic.
There was no, even with the injuries that the Sky had, I knew they were making the finals. There was no way, mind you, the fact that Candace got eliminated by the Sun 2 years in a row She wasn't gonna let that happen third time.
But it's their first season together, though. Like, how often, like, your first time together and it gels? That doesn't always happen. Like, it happened for the Warriors because they were stacked. Like, that was like unnecessary. But it didn't happen for the Heat. The Lakers, we were trash. We barely made the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, now I'm talking about when we got like Dwight and them, the first go round with Steve Nash. So it's like, just because you joined that first year doesn't mean you're gonna go to the final. So it's very impressive. Like, her leadership, that's really what stuck with the team. Because they're like, hey, we need to, like, and it's that sense of urgency. And I think that's what's gonna, like, the reason why that's what's carrying them past the Mercury this season, though. I think it's fair to assume that we're gonna have Candace as our MVP of the finals. So I feel like we don't need to harp on that one too much.
Right.
I wanted to do, though, and we can do this one and then close it off. But 2022, you know, it's coming up around the corner. We had some injuries this season, right? We had some injuries this season. You know, Stewie was out, Deladon was out, Meeseman wasn't even here playing. So I mean, we had some people missing. And you know, Maya Moore, you know, we could still, maybe, I don't think so, but maybe. What is your early, like way too early, it don't make any sense making up the list yet, 2022 WNBA standings? It doesn't have to be in any particular order, I'd say. But like who, and again, it's 12 teams in the league, so it's kind of, you know, like, who do you think is going to make the playoffs next year?
Well, quick and easy. Ace is going to be the one seed next year. They're going to figure out whatever issues they had in the game.
Oh, they fired Bill Lambier then. That's what they did. Okay.
They're going to figure out all the issues they need to fix, and they're going to get it together. They're going to be moving fast and quick next year. They, honest to God, they might beat the winning record next year. I had them beating it this year, but then of course I was wrong. But now next year they're gonna have Angel, the scoring machine, McCaudry coming back. I don't know how they're gonna implement her into the lineup. Even if she may come off the bench, I don't know, but she's a scoring machine, and that's something that they. So I can see them breaking the winning record next year, but they're for sure going to be the one seed.
Okay.
See, this one's interesting. Connecticut could be the 2 or the 3 seed, but hot take. Did you hear about Courtney Williams and Kristen Bradford returning? She may go back, and that might be the guard that they need.
So I would like that. I'm going to keep it a stack with you, though. Courtney's too inconsistent. She needs to be my 6th man or 6th woman. Love her. Love the energy. Love the hustle. Love the vibe, the swag, everything. Like, I rock with her. I rock with Courtney. 6th woman. Can't be anything more. Like that. Like, but I would appreciate her over January. And I hate saying that too, because January seems like such a nice, lovely lady. Like,
and she's a great defender.
Yeah, like hustle like a champ. But just, I'm sorry, you can't lay the, like, that was too big of a mess up. I don't know what was worse, Bill Lambier's call or her layup. Like, I genuinely don't know. How are you feeling though about teams like, we got the Storm, the Mystics? Because I mean, remember, they're missing, and granted, the Storm really depend on whether or not Sue Bird comes back. And then the Mystics, I need both Emma and Deladon to come back to the squad. And then I also need Tina Charles to do what Tina Charles did this year, which is playing an MVP caliber rate. Like, if you have that now, they're quite tough to go up against. They got the rugged Stallion and Tina Charles who can man down the paint. And then they still got Deladon who can as well. Although I don't want her to, I want to play more like a guard, because now that's focused on her just shooting, which that she's great at. And then Meeseman, that's the finals MVP formerly. So it's like, that could be a lot to work with too, and they could surprise a lot of folk as well. So is it like what's your reason? And again, same with the Storm. You know, you got Jewel Lloyd, Suber, Stewart. They just won it last year. So like, why wouldn't you want to put those two teams in the in the top spots?
The reason why is because, well, the Storm, like I said, the Connecticut Sun could be 2 or 3, and that also depends on what the Storm do, right? If Sue comes back, they could easily be a 2 seed, or if Sue doesn't come back and they roll with Jordan, that could be a 3 seed, maybe lower. But the thing with Washington is that they all have not played enough time together. Like we said with Chicago, like we didn't expect them to be in the finals because of the fact that they all have their first year gelling together. That's going to be the thing with the Mystics. That's going to be a whole new season. Now, I don't even think that Tina and Deladon were on the same on the floor together this year because I think Charles was injured.
I think they did play a little bit together. I'd have to look back though, but like I know Deladon did play a little bit this year.
Right.
Yeah, I just think I think they did play for a little bit. I think though the Mystics is a little bit different than the Sky, only because the piece that they're integrating, which is weird, because it's like the Mystics are integrating just Tina Charles, but then they're reintegrating Deladon and Misamin too. So it's like, while they did win a championship with Misamin and Deladon, you were just thinking, okay, well, you're bringing in the defensive piece, the interior like presence. That shouldn't be too hard to just add in and tweak. It is a little bit tricky. So like, I wouldn't be surprised if they won it again first go round. But at the same time, I wouldn't be surprised if they did not win it because of that cohesion piece.
Right, and not to mention that's a lot of big people on the court at the same time.
Yeah, but you get rebounds.
That is very true because it's a rebounding game. But also, if you don't get those rebounds and someone little gets those rebounds, then it's a running game for the rest of the game. Mm-hmm. It's a running game, and that was another thing I was saying about the Aces this year is that Liz not getting a rebound and not putting in the hole is going to be very detrimental to them because of the fact that she has to run back to the other side. Mm-hmm. Like, yeah, I'm not saying he has a cardio issue because I'm not about to get in trouble like Kurt did this year. I had to implement that one day.
Breaking news.
But that's a main piece is that you got to get to the other side of the floor as quick as possible.
Yeah.
So those having all those big pieces on the court at the same time could slow down your flow a lot. And what's that other? This Hines Allen too. Hines Allen is a 2010 player, but she's a big piece too. So Tebow's got his work cut out for him this next coming year. He's got his work cut out for him.
Interesting. Okay. Now, here's my last question I want to say to you. My last question, because this one I actually can't think of right now. To be honest with you, like I have to look more at them. Who's going to be the 8th seed next year? Because listen to me, we've already rattled off the top 7. Okay, Sky, Mercury, Storm, Mystics, Aces, Sun, Lynx. I don't know who's going to make it between Dallas, the Liberty, and my Sparkers. I don't know. I have not a clue. Because Dallas, you got a Rike. All right. And then you got Benajay Laney. Did I say that right? Benajay
Laney. Yeah, I think it's Benajay.
Yeah, so you got them, and they're actual studs. Like, if you put them on any one of these teams right now, like, Where did ooh. Like what? Let Menage be on the Mercury right now. That
changes the subject. It's like
that's the whole problem. So, and honestly, I think she might want to try to make that move because DT's getting older, and they're going to need a person at that forward position to fill that slot. Just saying, I understand Dallas. I'm sorry, I understand the Liberty is cool. They're a nice up and coming team. But you can jump on that squad right now and play with Brittney Griner and Skylar Diggins-Smith and potentially the GOAT. I'm just saying. Or you have my sparks, like I said. Erica Wheeler is dropping bodies out here like, she's a hit man. So I don't know who should be that 8th spot next year. Who you got?
Well, I'm going to start off with the sparks real quick. It's unfortunate that I'm no longer a fan. And I'm going to put blame on Derek Fisher. Like you got on Bill Laimbeer about Chelsea. I'm getting on Derek Fisher about the moves that he made in the offseason that led me to leave.
Derek, he's going at you, not me. Although I might agree with him, he going at you. You know what I'm saying? Because it's not. I mean, we did have. Yeah, Derek, it was your fault. Damn, go ahead. God.
I mean, it's not one thing to make Candace Parker angry at you during an interview and then tell the reporter to ask you specifically your decision making. So that's beyond me. But Erica Wheeler, amazing guard. The fact that her growth from being on the Fever to her being on the Sparks and what I've seen from the highlights this year, absolutely incredible. Definitely a great piece. But they're going to need younger pieces. They're going to need a lot more younger pieces. And I don't think they have a draft pick this year, if I'm not mistaken.
That's tough.
I don't know if they have a draft pick this year.
I haven't even looked at drafts yet. Like, I got to see what we're looking like going ahead because Candace leaving was such a big piece. Mm-hmm. And I love Nneka. Again, Nneka is one of the nicest people. Like she just seems so just cheerful and bubbly. Just every time I see her smile, it's just like, oh, I love her. Like, bro, she's a nice person. But at the same time, though, it's a business. So it's like, I get you got me a championship and an MVP in the same season. That's the only reason why it's it's a little tough to trade you there. It's that, you know what I mean? One, I don't think we're going to get fair value for what we want Nneka to be and what we would get back. I don't think we would get it. I don't.
Agree. If I were them, before Brian left, I would have traded him because that's what the high market value is. 2017, I would have traded after we lost. Yeah. Because then, matter of fact, see, this is what I thought about too. I think about this all the time. Do you know how we got Chelsea Gray? Do you know how the Sparks got Chelsea Gray? We traded away John.
Look at that. How did I?
We traded away Jonquel Jones. Penny Toller drafted Jonquel Jones and traded her for Chelsea Gray in that draft. And I think about it. What if we kept Jonquel Jones and she became what she was today? Does Candace stay?
But all right, let's think about this too, though. Let's think about this too now, because Chelsea was a big reason why we won the chip to begin with. Then it's you got Jonquel going up against Sylvia, and I mean, I don't want to say Candace stays solely because Jonquel's there, because Jonquel did just lay like a goose egg for us for in the final. I mean, in the playoffs. Now, she followed up nicely with a Game 4 production of 25-9 or something like that. That's very respectable. So cool. Okay, you shook off whatever it was, and you realized it was your time now. But Chelsea was such a big piece. She was such a big leader that it helped. Candace is showing you she needs a guard to flourish. You need that balance. And, she made it work with Chelsea. She's making it work now with Vandersloot. So I don't know if she stays per se. And this also seemed it was more of family kind of helped this decision out too. So that's what I'm saying. I don't know if it would have been Because the whole time, bro, 2020, we could have won it.
Oh yeah,
So
I had the favorites. I had it as the favorites the whole wobble.
Yeah,
I had the favorites. We were the deepest team, and only 2 of our players opted out.
Mm-hmm.
So
But it was big though. It was big because like we lost. I think we lost Christy that year too. Christy didn't come, or something like that. And I think we lost one of the Agumakays.
Yeah, we lost Shanae and Christy that year.
Yes, and that was actually big because Christy came back to us. So it's like, oh, and then we got the depth at the wing position that we needed. Like, bro, that was solid for us. So yeah, like we had a very good situation, and she left. Because honestly, I think Chelsea knew Candace was leaving, and she said, "I'm going to the Aces."
Yeah, because she was probably like, "There's no way I can do this without her."
Yeah,
there was no way. But I think, to be honest, even with that whole scenario of Jonquel being in LA, I still think we could have got Chelsea, because remember, Chelsea didn't become Chelsea until 2017, 2018, and she was just coming off that knee injury that was absolutely insane, that I've never heard a human being ever get in my entire life.
I'd have to look back at 2016 for her, because I thought she was solid back then. But I ain't gonna hold you to though. Like I was at that point in time, I was kind of off and on with the WNBA. So it's like I gotta look back and see. But like she was solid for me. But she's not this Chelsea. We back in the Duke days. Like, you know what I mean? Like we back there, champ. Like, ooh.
I'm telling you, if there's gonna be another guard that's in that conversation with Diana, it's going to be Chelsea. At the end of Chelsea's career, that she's going to be in that conversation. 1,000%.
Yeah, you said something wild. You said Chelsea Gray is better than, you said Diana Taurasi, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Like the GOAT. Chelsea Gray is better. When you say better,
I will admit,
better. Like,
I'm not particularly fond of Diana Taurasi after watching her elbow Elena Beard for 10 plus years. That's my bias. But
no, look, Kobe hit T-Mac in the back with an elbow. It's basketball. Like, stuff happens. Stuff happens. If we can allow Grayson Allen to trip people, then she can go ahead and elbow folk. That's all. And this is coming from a Duke fan. Like, you know what I mean?
Right.
Okay with that. Now, back then I was pissed off.
But look, bro, in all honesty, Chelsea, you are 100% correct. That, you know what? I'm now flipping side. Forget Liz leaving. It is Bill's fault. It is Bill's fault. He was bullying Diana the whole series and literally pickpocketing her every single play, and they didn't roll through her.
Yeah, thank you. And then here's the crazy part. You want okay, if you said Asia Wilson is hitting my last shot, all credentials, cool. But you have her being guarded by a 6'9" Brittney Griner, and she's 5 inches shorter than Brittney Griner. And you want her to try to go to the basket? Like, come on now, bro. Like, that doesn't have to happen. So it's just like, it wasn't the best play calling. And I understand mistakes. Like, I have had my team up like double digits, and it was messed up too, because I'm the coach, right? And I came back, I forgot where I was coming back from. But I get there late. So they're up double digits. When I come back, then we lose. It's like, all right, I get it. Like stuff happens, boss. Like, stuff happens, champ. But like, nah, I'm sorry. I know to give it to the hot hand. Like, oh, okay, Asia Wilson's 4 of 11. Chelsea Gray done hit my 3-pointer to get me back in the game. Chelsea, we need you. No, not inbound of Asia. You get inbound of the ball. Like, that's what we about to do. Like, no,
right, we're not about to have all that. No, I don't care about the court vision. You can court vision your way into shooting the bucket, please.
Exactly. If you can see the floor, then you see the hoop as well.
You know what? Bill needs to watch tape. The ladies don't need to watch tape. Bill needs to watch tape. Chelsea Gray has a history of hitting clutch, go-ahead bucket shots. period. She did it with the Sparks. She did it at Duke. She's doing it right now. And you let, I get it. It was like Russell, it's the Russell, I'm going to go to football. It's like Russell Wilson throwing it at the 1 yard line instead of giving it to the dude that was running across the Patriots the whole game. It's the same thing.
I was gonna say that earlier in the episode, but like I didn't want to bring up. I didn't want to say that to you because he's a Seahawks fan, so you know. There you go. I'm a Pete Carroll fan, so you know, even though he screwed us from USC, it's another story for another day. But I felt for you though. I felt for you though on that moment. But yeah, it's that similar moment. It's that similar moment. Coach Blunt.
In all honesty, I feel bad for Asia because those type of moments can cause you to regress. I literally did a report about something like this yesterday about how moments like that can either make you or break you.
Yeah,
either make you or break you. So we're gonna have to see what Asia Wilson does next year. Honestly, I think she's an absolute warrior, one of a kind player, and I think she's gonna be MVP caliber next year.
Well, we will have to see about that. Her career could still be a legendary one. She has time still, but I do think she could tweak up the game just a little bit. But I mean, you know, everybody could tweak up their game, right? So I mean, it's not a knock on her. Like, you low key got a nitpick on her, like at her game. So again, when we're talking about these ladies and gentlemen, they do a lot of stuff properly. So, you know, we don't need to talk about that, or else you guys will be up here a lot longer, and I'm trying to retain y'all. I don't want to talk about it too long. So you got to focus on something. But yeah, no, they man, this is all right. Last question, like legitimately last question. Which storyline would you have rather seen? What we're currently watching in Candace Parker versus Diana Taurasi, two possible GOATs, one classified as the GOAT, one, you know, could be considered. Or would you rather see Candace Parker versus her old teammates, Raquana Williams and Chelsea Gray?
Now, you know what I'm gonna say, but your viewers don't. So I'm gonna let them in on something. I wanted the Chelsea Gray Raquana Williams versus Candace Parker since the season started. Since the very season started. Here's why. Because, like I said before, I'm not a fan of Derek Fisher and his moves in the offseason, which kind of gave me a little bit of a hate for him. So I wanted him to be sitting in front of his TV watching ABC and watching the Sky Candace Parker, who he was coaching last year, and the Aces, who he was also coaching, Chelsea Gray and Raquana Williams, going head-to-head for the championship. Those were your three pieces right there that could have got you a chip this year. And you decided to make the call to move on from them. But at the same time, with Candace, that could have been a family thing. With Chelsea, she was already up and going because of the fact that she likes Las Vegas, and she had talked about it in her documentary. And Raquana, I don't know, but
I'm sure Raquana will realize, yeah, I ain't gonna be on this team much longer. Like, we ain't gonna be no chip bounder. Like, I'm good. I'm fine.
Not to mention they were, I think that was the semifinals 2 years ago, right before the wobble. De'Erica Hamby's half-court shot.
Yeah,
that would have been something to forget.
That was crazy. Cause she threw it and didn't realize they had more time left.
Right, but
like,
it was insane. That was in the same series.
Yeah. But no, Devin, I appreciate the conversation, bro. Thank you so much for joining on the show. Thank you so much even for following the page, man. It really, truly does mean a lot. So like I said, I really, truly do appreciate this, bro.
No problem.
Are there any closing remarks you want to say before we head out?
I want to say one thing real quick. That I do have a YouTube channel, King Dev. I do play basketball as well. So if you want to see the male version of Candace Parker, definitely check out my channel, please. Like, no, for real though, I made like a goodbye letter to Candace before when they announced that she had signed, and I had posted a clip of me doing that little pass fake that she does, right? And I do it all the time just because it's wired in my head to do it. Yeah. And she hit me. She reacted to it and hit the fire emoji on my DMs, and it was actually the coolest thing I've ever seen in my entire life. It's the coolest thing ever. She's one of the greatest people of all time. Love her to death.
Nice. Hey, I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. Those moments on the gram and anything like that, it's nice. Like she watched. I was like looking through the viewers really quickly, and like she's and I saw her like a check mark pop up, and it was her name. And I was like, wait, like it excites you. So it's like and again, that's just a view. Like, you saw like a DM, like that's big stuff. Like she communicated with you,
right?
like you're like, you know what I'm saying? You there. Like, look,
right.
How Greg to say in everybody hates Chris, dude, you were so in there. Like,
yeah, but she's great people, dude. She is great people. Great.
Yeah, she seems like good people. She seems like good people. Only blunder she made was marrying Sheldon Williams, but that's another story for another day.
Oh, that's a story for another day.
Look, and again, this is coming from a Duke fan. So like, you know, like, I'm just saying, Sheldon, I rock with you still though. You probably think I'm disrespectful off that one. So yeah, that's probably a little tough. There's no disrespect. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, that's all the time we have. Devin, again, thank you for joining the show.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, and you know, hopefully the Sky win. Because if they do, I'm gonna make a whole video cussing out Bill Laimbeer for messing up my earlier prediction. So I'm just saying, like, Bill, you could have helped me save Face Champ. I would have been okay if the Sun didn't win, but y'all did. I would have been good. So, but you know, it's another story or a video for another day. Very soon, Bill. Very, very soon. I wish I knew the girl's name in Kill Bill. That would have fit nicely. But like, it sounds, I wish I knew her name, and then dag. Tough. Oh well. All right, everybody. Well, you have a good one. If the police saw me, don't worry. I'm not trying to take Bill out. So we're all fine. I don't need anybody worried about me. But Devin, you have a good one. And I'll see you around. Take care, everybody.
I did not know you guys were still here. As you can see, we're at the back end of the show. No pun intended, but look, hope you all enjoyed it. And before you go, please subscribe to the YouTube channel, follow the IG account, share the content to anybody who's anybody. And most importantly, leave your thoughts and comments below. But I got to go back and play Buddy in 2K, so let me unmute him real quick. Excuse me. Hey, boss, I'm back. Nah, you better catch this word. You know we get buckets around here, kid.